Welcome to the Granny Square series. In this video you will learn how to make this cute little square, and you can use it if you're making the crochet sample book. You can use it as one of the squares on the front cover, and it fits nicely with this square from last week. So let's get started. I'm using the stone wash in Moonstone with a 4mm hook. So starting with a double magic circle, and chain 1. So for round 1, we will be making 6 puff stitches, 3 loop puff stitches with a chain 2 space between each puff stitch. So to make the puff stitch, the first one, I just pull that chain up to the height of a US double, UK treble, yarn over, go into the circle, pull the yarn through, that's 1. Then we yarn over, go in, pull through, that's 2. Yarn over, go in, pull through 3 times. Then we yarn over and pull through all the loops, chain 2. And we're going to repeat 5 more times. So if you're making along, you can press pause, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of the round, check that you've got your 6 stitches, and then we'll tighten up the circle. So pull the tail first, and then pull the loop that tightened up first. Pull that tight, and then pull the tail. Nice and gentle. You can weave that in after, and then to join we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first stitch, and then slip stitch into the chain 2 space. So that's how it should look at the end of round 1. Round 2, we're going to start by chain 1, and then we're going to make, so this round will be 12 puff stitches with a chain 1 space between each puff stitch, and we're going to put 2 puff stitches into each chain 2 space from round 1. So we're going to begin the same way we did last time, by pulling that first chain up to the height of a US double, UK treble, and we're going to make 3 loop puff stitches again. So yarn over, go in, pull through once, yarn over, go in, pull through twice, yarn over, go in, pull through 3 times, yarn over, pull through all the loops, and then chain 1. And we're going to repeat into that same space with a 3 loop puff stitch, and chain 1, and then we'll hop across to the next chain 2 space and repeat. So as before, you can press pause if you're making along, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of round 2, just count your stitches, your puff stitches, and make sure that you have 12, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first puff stitch to join, and then slip stitch across into the chain space. And that's how it should look at the end of round 2. Round 3, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make 1 US single, UK double into that chain 1 space. We're then going to hop across and make 3 US singles, UK doubles into the chain 1 space. And we're going to repeat into each chain 1 space, making 3 stitches, US singles, UK doubles, all the way around. And when we get back to where we started, we'll have 2 stitches to make in that first chain 1 space. Yeah, so you can press pause if you're making along, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So when you get back to the start of the round, remember we only made 1 stitch into that first chain space, so we're going to make 2 more. And then we're going to slip stitch to join, and we're going to go in between the 2 stitches either side of that puff stitch, yeah? Just going to slip stitch, and that's how it should look at the end of round 3. So for round 4, we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to slip stitch across above the next puff stitch, yeah? Chain 3, and then we slip stitch above the next puff stitch, and we're just going to go all the way along around like so. Chain 3, we skip the 3 stitches and then go above the puff stitch. And as before, you can press pause if you're making along, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So when we get to the end of the round, we're going to slip stitch into the same place that we made that first slip stitch, and then we'll slip stitch into that first chain 3 space. Chain 1. And that's how it should look at the end of round 4. So for round 5, we're going to square our circle, and we're going to start by making a US single, UK double, and then 2 half stitches, US half doubles, UK half trebles, 3 stitches into that first chain 3 space. In the next chain 3 space, we're going to make our corner, and there'll be 6 stitches in total. So we're going to make 2 US doubles, UK trebles, a US treble, UK double treble, chain 2, a US treble, UK double treble, still in the same space, and then 2 US doubles, UK trebles. And we've made our corner, 6 stitches. Into the next space, we make 2 half stitches, that's US doubles, UK trebles, and then 1 US single, UK double, and that's our repeat. So we're going to do that 3 more times, yeah, starting from at the beginning. So the first stitch will be that US single, UK double, followed by the 2 half stitches, and then into the corner. So if you're making along, you can press pause or go back to the beginning of that round, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So at the end of the round, you should finish with a US single, UK double, and then we're just going to slip stitch across to join, and then I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn in a moment. Let's just pull that up, and there we go. Isn't that cute? I really like this square. I hope you like it too, and I'll see you next time.